Everyone, today we're diving into a really powerful idea from Brianna Wiest's book, The Mountain Is You, and is all built on this one big but actually pretty simple idea. The single biggest challenge we will ever face is, well, ourselves.
I mean, does this sound familiar? That nagging feeling that you are the one thing standing in your own way, that you're somehow holding yourself back from the life you say you really want. That right there is the heart of self-sabotage.
And that's the core metaphor we're going to unpack today. You see, the biggest, toughest obstacle in your life probably isn't something out there in the world. Nope, it's the mountain that you carry inside of you. And our journey is about learning not just how to climb it, but how to truly master it. Okay, so if we're gonna conquer this thing, we've got to have a map, right? So let's start by really understanding the terrain, what self-sabotage actually is, and what it looks like in our day-to-day lives. So what is it, really? Well, simply put, self-sabotage is any time we act against our own best interests. It's all those little and big ways we get in our own way, often without even realizing it, and stop ourselves from getting what we say we want. And this is where it gets really interesting, because look at how this actually shows up. Putting off that big project? Yep. Setting the bar so impossibly high that you never even start? That's perfectionism. Or what about that little voice in your head that says you're not good enough? All of these are just classic, textbook forms of self-sabotage.
It just doesn't make any sense, right? To actively work against your own happiness and your own goals. So this brings us to the most important question we can ask about our inner mountain. What created it in the first place?
Well, the answer is usually buried deep down in these hidden roots. We might be afraid of failure, sure, but get this, sometimes we're actually afraid of success and the responsibility that comes with it. We stick to our comfort zones because it's familiar, and so often, it all tracks back to unresolved emotional stuff from our past that's still secretly running the show.
All right, so we've got our map. We know the terrain. But you can't just start climbing a mountain without the right gear. So let's take a look at the 3 essential tools you're going to need for the ascent.
First up, our most important piece of gear, emotional intelligence, or EQ. You see, so much of self-sabotage is just an emotional reaction we don't understand. EQ is about building the self-awareness to actually see those feelings, that fear, that anxiety, that doubt, as they pop up, so you can manage them instead of letting them manage you. Next, we have tool number 2, and honestly, this one is a total game changer. Personal responsibility. This is that huge mental switch from believing life just happens to you, to deeply understanding that you are in control of how you respond to life. It is all about taking your power back. And this table just lays it out so clearly. It's this huge shift from that victim mindset, where you're always blaming something or someone else, over to an ownership mindset, where you take accountability, where every mistake is a lesson and every problem is just an opportunity to find a solution. This is where real empowerment starts. And that brings us to our final and maybe most important tool, inner work. This is where we do the deep dive. It's the real, reflective work of looking inside, through things like journaling or therapy, to finally heal those unresolved issues we talked about. This is how you get to the very foundation of the mountain and start taking it apart piece by piece.
Okay, we've got the map, we've got the gear. Now, we're ready for the actual climb. This part of the journey is all about the ascent itself and learning how to transform our biggest struggles into our greatest strengths.
And this is such a critical idea to grasp for the climb. The idea that every hardship, every failure, every bit of pain actually has a lesson tucked inside it. The goal isn't to somehow avoid pain. It's to learn how to process it in a way that makes you stronger, more resilient, and ultimately a more evolved person.
So how do we actually do that? Well, it's a process, and it looks something like this. You start with acceptance, just acknowledging the pain instead of running from it. Then you move into healing with actual practices. Then you reframe the story, find the lesson, channel that newfound wisdom into a new purpose, and finally, you practice letting go of all that old baggage that just doesn't serve you anymore.
And a huge piece of this puzzle is your mindset. Just look at the difference here. The fixed mindset on the left, it sees failure as a brick wall, an endpoint. It thinks, I failed, it's over. But the growth mindset on the right, it sees that same failure and thinks, okay, what did I learn? It looks for handholds and new ways up. That one shift is the absolute key to building the resilience you need to keep climbing.
So, after all that hard work, after the ascent, we finally make it to the summit. But here's the thing, it's not really an end point, it's a whole new vantage point. It represents the ultimate goal of our journey, achieving self-mastery.
So what is self-mastery really? It's that place where your daily actions are in perfect sync with your deepest values. It's when you stop being a passenger in your own life and you become the conscious architect, designing and building your life with intention and with purpose.
And let me tell you, the view from the top, it changes everything. It unlocks the ability to regulate your emotions, to live an authentic life, to have the courage to face your fears, and to really commit to always growing. You're not sabotaging yourself anymore, because you're finally in command of the very things that used to hold you back.
So there it is. We've mapped the terrain, we've packed our gear, and we've charted the path all the way to the summit. The mountain is you, and the journey to self-mastery is right there, waiting. The only question left is the one on your screen. Are you ready to start your climb?